In today's video, we'll be looking at 10 examples of karma in sports, like when this biker thought she already won, or when this cornerback made fun of his opponent. But before we begin, let's watch how karma put this F1 driver in his rightful place. Number 10. Bjorn Weirdheim losing first place to Nicolas Kieser. The Formula 1 race circuit has a lot of potential pitfalls that may cause a driver to lose first place, but in some cases, it's the driver's cockiness that costs him the race. Victory was within reach of F1 race driver Bjorn Weirdheim when he decided to stop right at the end of the final lap to show off and celebrate with his team. What he also didn't realize was that Nicolas Kieser was fast approaching. The panic felt by Weirdheim's team is palpable as the entire world watched as Kieser took the opportunity and darted past Weirdheim's slowed car, beating him to the checkered flag in the most disgraceful way possible. When you're a race car driver, you must never forget the golden rule, that the race is not over until it's over. Number 9. Eli Apple goes down after making fun of Tariq Cohen. In any sport, trash-talking your opponent is quite common, but you have to keep in mind that karma has a way of getting back at you. This is exactly what happened to New Orleans Saints cornerback Eli Apple after he made fun of Chicago Bear Cohen's height. The Saints are feeling pretty good towards the end of the game because they are annihilating their opponents 36-10. Towering over Cohen at 6'1", Apple decides to rub it in a little deeper and picks on the 5'6" running back, making fun of his height. He did seem to get a kick out of what he did, but just a few moments after that fateful incident, karma strikes, and Apple went down holding his knee, obviously in a lot of pain. We sure don't laugh when people get hurt, but we can all agree that the pompous cornerback kinda got what he deserves. Number 8. Hassan Ali's celebration injury. Too much of something is bad enough, and that is what Pakistani cricketer Hassan Ali learned when he went overboard doing his customary jig. Ali became famous not for his sensational moves on the field, but for his signature wicket-taking celebratory pose that earned a cult following. He never thought that his claim to fame would land him an injury. During one of the ODI matches, Ali ended up pulling his muscle in the neck region after hitting the wicket of Ryan Murray and breaking into his customary stance. It was a good thing that his injury is nothing serious, even though he looked in discomfort throughout the rest of the match. And just like the rest of those who saw what happened, team captain Sarfraz Ahmed had a hard time controlling his laughter, because, let's face it, Ali's post-wicket-taking show is so cringeworthy and laughable. Number 7. USC men's volleyball team got served. Here's another case of a celebration gone wrong. Let's take a look at what happens when you are so focused on claiming a win, you forget to put your heart into the game. And in this case, it was an entire team that lost sight of what truly matters. During the match between the home team Brigham Young University Cougars and the University of Southern California Trojans, the guests celebrated prematurely after a strong serve by their teammate. Little did they know that the BYU players managed to save the ball and send it back while their opponents are hugging. It was too late when they realized their mistake. As a result, the whole team got penalized for celebrating when the ball is still in play. Imagine the guest team's embarrassment as the audience cheered for the home team. Number 6. Motocross revenge backfires. They say that the best revenge is no revenge at all, and that's what motocross rider Marc Marquez found out in the circuit. Valentino Rossi and Marc Marquez were bitter rivals in the motocross world, and they were always trying to outsmart and outrace one another. The motocross racetrack is already hazardous as it is. Having one of the racers try to get rid of their rivals while in the middle of the race is quite common, but it also comes with terrible consequences. During their clash in the 2015 Argentina Grand Prix, Rossi tried to cut off Marquez, but it didn't work. Rossi should have gone on with the race, but no, he didn't. He tried to take his revenge, but sadly it backfired, resulting in a crash and ultimately costing him the race. The moral lesson of the story is to let karma do its deed or be ready to face its backlash fast. Number 5. Megan Rutledge's epic celebration fail. Premature celebrations always come with a price, and it is always bitter and humiliating. This is what 18-year-old Megan Rutledge learned during the women's Moto X 12-lap race when she thought she had it in the bag and started pumping her fist right before the final corner of the race. Unfortunately, taking her hand off her bike caused her to lose control and landed in an awkward fashion, allowing arch-rival Vicky Golden to snatch victory from her hands. From the pinnacle of joy to the depths of defeat, an announcer said of the dejected rider, adding insult to the injury.
From the pinnacle of joy to the depths of defeat.
Photos of a tearful Rutledge with her mascara streaking down her face circulated on the internet, a painful reminder of a mistake brought about by one's cockiness. Karma can be truly wicked sometimes. Nothing is more harrowing for an athlete than to lose just when victory is at hand. Learn to save the celebrations till after you hold the gold in your hand. It was truly a lesson learned for the young Rutledge. Number 4. Julio Cesar watches rival get the last laugh. Check out what happens when you get overconfident and underestimate your opponent. Back in 2012, Julio Cesar tried to play some mind games to put Zlatan Ibrahimovic off his game. Before taking a crucial penalty, Cesar can be seen loitering around the back of the net with a jeer on his face when he walked up to the Swedish striker for some trash talking. He was so full of himself that he thought his provocation would actually work. Most athletes would have given in to the taunts and lost focus on the game. In some instances, it would have turned into an ugly brawl right there in the middle of the field. Zlatan, on the other hand, is a classic example of a player who never falters under pressure. You can see how calmly he took the verbal abuse from his opponent. He quietly went back to his position and did what he does best, converting a penalty into a goal, providing to the devastated Cesar that it takes more than that to get in his head. The look on both their faces was precious. Cesar, obviously put in his place in an awful way, couldn't hide his disappointment, while Ibrahimovic clearly has that sly look of someone who scored big time. Time for our best pick. You know what they always say, no bad deed goes unpunished. Watch how karma gave Derek Chisora a nice beating after what he did to Vitaly Klitschko. Taunts, trash talks and side wars are all part of the sport, but when it gets overboard, karma will surely take its course and make you pay for your actions. Chisora was widely criticized for his behavior at the weigh-in during the showdown in Munich. Things got heated up pretty fast when he slapped the Ukraine-born Klitschko after they went head-to-head during the stare-down. But the British professional boxer did not stop there. Moments before the actual fight, Chisora spat water right in the face of Klitschko, a clear sign of disrespect to his rival. No one in their right mind would do that to anyone in front of thousands of people in the audience. But alas, his lousy behavior is no match to Klitschko's disciplined behavior and superior boxing skills. Despite the humiliation pre-fight and the constant pressure applied by Chisora, Klitschko was able to use his height and reach advantage to land clean and powerful shots on his opponent. And after 12 grueling rounds, all three judges decided unanimously in favor of Klitschko. Vitaly walked away with the championship belt on his shoulder, while Chisora got what he deserved for his atrocious behavior. Number 2. Sammy Watkins' big rookie mistake. Sammy Watkins has all that it takes to be an NFL superstar. He had a pretty fantastic rookie campaign and was one of the most promising young receivers in the league during his time. He has the speed and the skills, but he's a rookie, and all rookies make mistakes. It's just that his blunder is quite embarrassing. Watkins gained 84 yards on a second quarter catch against the New York Jets. He could have secured an 89-yard touchdown had he not gotten a little too excited celebrating. Shortly after raising his fist, he was tackled by Salim Hakim at the 5-yard line, falling face down and costing himself and his team a touchdown. Number 1. Jason Solomon's fall from grace. Payback's truly a bitch, especially to people who are so full of themselves. Indian MMA promotion Super Fight League blessed him with a valuable lesson in karma at their Capital Coalition event. If there's one person in the world of sports who deserves to be ripped apart by karma, it's Jason Solomon. The Delhi-born mixed martial artist earned our ire the moment he strutted down and made his way to the octagon at the SFL 43 Capital Collision with his entourage of tough-looking guys. Solomon is cocky, careless and complacent. He's also a hometown favorite, so having a match in his territory seemed to have boosted his overly inflated ego. When the Delhi Don got to the ring, he was met by a fellow Indian MMA fighter, Amitse Hitman Chaubey. Once inside, he danced around like he was on ecstasy, clowning around and taunting Chaubey as he stands in one corner of the octagon. Then the unthinkable happens. The Delhi Don got destroyed by his opponent in 2 seconds flat with a powerful overhand right on his face. Had the referee not stopped the fight, he would have been beaten badly. If you're going to be cocky, make sure to back it up with your skills. Never ever underestimate your opponent or you'll end up on your back. Solomon got what he deserved because it was clear he had absolutely no respect for the sport and his opponent.